Glenn on whenever he let us
And
know.
he actually called
Yeah, that's what he said.
about 15 minutes ago. Okay, we're streaming now.
It's cold in here.
We're streaming now with the mic on the computer. So we won't be able to hear any phone calls on the live stream.
Hey, I'll say this. I've enjoyed it. No, I have. It's been fun. It really has. And,
Well,
you know, I wish I could make the jump with you. I really do, and I'm quite flattered that you would want me to continue on. So, it means a lot.
you were my first. You were my first and only thought until that was eliminated as a possibility.
I know, and I'm rather incredibly flattered by that. You know, I'm just a goofy dude, you know. So,
Well,
you know.
well, we know some of those. We resemble.
I was going to say,
we
I
resemble some of those.
I
remarks.
resemble
I've
that
known you guys
remark.
for a while now, so.
Yeah.
Now, I guess I'm assuming you're going to be talking about all this
Oh, yeah.
stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was bad.
That was a historic day.
Well, I was supposed to leave at 4:30 yesterday. I didn't didn't get out of next door till almost 8 o'clock last night.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, they fed us. They fed us pizza, so
Sure,
that
yeah.
made up for it.
And I was listening. We were driving back. No, we were. What's the Saturday? That was Saturday. Well, I was driving around and
I'm gonna flip something real fast and see if we're on this.
listening to you on radio. You can leave that on for if you wish.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
Nope,
so
nope, they don't
so
have
is Scott? Did Scotty say he was going to try to call in?
He said he was going to try to call.
Okay. What's his spot?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't take
You
it
want
out.
to just do a pre-record or
What's that?
with him?
Yeah, on
for-
his live spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's see. I've got Carly gave me all the show rundown. I'll do that after we do the word.
Okay, we're 5 minutes, 4.5 out.
I like this. I like this synonyms of minimal. Tiniest, minimum, slightest. And here's an engineering firm named Minimal Engineering. Now I'm thinking, holy. Can you believe that? I mean,
No.
I'm sure that everybody that's looking for design and engineering thinks in terms of minimal.
Minimal. Well, there's a whole architectural trend toward minimalism.
Well, minimalism and minimal are two different things.
Yeah.
They are not one and the same. They are not synonyms.
Okay, we're now about 3.5 out.
That play was great. Those ladies were a hoot.
Good.
And
Did you enjoyed the show?
the audience was just. Of course, I had that. She's there. She's been there. You know, I've been there a handful of times, and this lady's been there. It seems like every time that Wanda and I've been there, little Oriental lady, and she meets an older man there. They don't come together. She meets an older man there,
Mm-hmm.
and she just hoots. And I mean,
I think I know who you're talking about.
She was sitting right beside me. In fact, there was a man in front of me, and he turned and looked at me. I thought, hey, man, she's having a good time, you know. I said, I was thinking to myself, I said, you're the guy that gets upset when the babies are crying in church, you know. That's what I was thinking about.
We're 2.5 out.
Minimal. See, minimalism as you were talking about it, characterized by the use of simple and primary forms or structures.
Okay.
That's not the same. That doesn't mean it's not sound.
Do you have a trivia question?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I didn't see
Oh
it.
my gosh, I sent you an email.
I didn't see it.
Oh man.
And I texted Scotty this morning. He said, Dad said he sent
I
it to
sent
you.
you an email. Oh gosh. Here it is, sent to you and Scotty. You responded because you told me that we shouldn't talk about the radio.
Oh.
So how did you say you not get it?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the trivia.
This. Well, now wait a minute. I'm not. I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's in the email you responded to about should we talk about the move.
Oh, I didn't see the attachment. I was on my phone and I didn't see the attachment. All right. I beg your pardon. So you do have one. Oh, I'll tell you what, let me. Oh, I don't need to forward. I have it. Oh, we're 30 seconds away. Here.
Here, I'll just screenshot it to you.
Well, no, I have it.
Yeah, but I can open it and just send you just that page so you don't have to look for it. I'll text it to you.
Okay,
It's on your text.
great, thanks. Oh, we're on. Broadcasting live from the swanky Tyler Media Studio D in
Swanky.
Oklahoma City. It's McRoof Talks Insurance on KOKC, AM 1520, FM 95.3. I'm Rick Allen Lippert here with restoration specialist and Hall of Fame remodeler Scott McCollum.
Good morning, sir.
HAAG-certified roofing inspector Scotty McCollum is out in the field today taking care of customers.
Yeah,
We hope
he
to hear
is.
from him soon. We also hope to hear from Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner Glenn Mulready today about yesterday's wind and fire losses. Running man Eric Yandel is on the other side of the glass. He will answer your phone calls to 405-478-1520. We're live streaming today on the McRoof Talks Insurance YouTube channel and we're waving to you right now. We're also anywhere in the US of A on iHeartRadio. Just search for KOKC. Act 1 of the show will start as usual with our trivia question and other interesting tidbits, including the word of the week. That number again for the trivia question or to just ask a question, 405-478-1520. In Act 2, we hope to hear Scotty give us his view from the roof, but that depends on whether or not he is able to call in.
Well, if he's on a roof, I hope he is still on the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Then in Act 3, we'll take more of your calls, plus we'll have some before and after the storm tips brought to you by Roof RX, and we'll wrap up with Dad's Wisdom brought to you by Energy Q. Coming back from breaks, we'll have some official obscure historical trivia. Now, Scott, yesterday, the wind blew a crumpled piece of paper into my face.
Wow.
And when I uncrumpled it, it was a note from the attorney,
my
from the
gosh.
lawyer, reminding me to say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000 0002, and that the registration applies to both commercial and residential roofing.
Not even a historic wind and fire day in Oklahoma could keep that attorney off of your back.
That's right.
Man, I tell you what, that guy, he is persistent.
Yeah, and I'd rather have him in my head than in the courtroom.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started with the trivia question, shall we?
Okay, well, let's see if we can find it. So the trivia question today is this. The Strengthen Oklahoma Homes Grant Program will provide grant money for how many Oklahoma homeowners in this calendar year? Okay, the Strengthen Oklahoma Grant Program will provide grant money for how many Oklahoma homeowners in this calendar year? Is it A, 100, B, 200, B, 500, C, 1,000, or D, 2,500?
Or E, none of the above.
Okay, I guess that could be.
How about that? Or
Okay.
we don't want to do all of the above because that would make no sense.
That wouldn't make any sense, would it?
All right, so how many Oklahoma homeowners will get grant money from the Strengthen Oklahoma Homes Grant Program in the calendar year 2025?
There you go.
100, 500, 1,000, 2,500, or none at all. If you think you know the answer to that question, give us a call, 405-478-1520, 405-478-1520. The winner gets 2 free tickets to any Carpenter Square Theater production this season. The current show, Silent Sky, has a performance tonight and tomorrow afternoon.
Such a great show.
You saw it last week.
Gosh.
I took my 13-year-old granddaughters. They just turned 13 the other day, so I took them and their parents to the show last night. They loved it.
Oh,
absolutely loved it.
It was phenomenal. The audience just had a tremendous time.
It's a great show about the
is.
woman in the early 20th century who changed astronomy by figuring out how to measure the universe.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. And who didn't get rightful credit for it, of course.
Yes.
So.
In her lifetime.
Right.
All right, 405-478-1520. How many Oklahoma homeowners in the calendar year 2025 will get Strengthen Oklahoma Homes Grant money? Is it 100, 500, 1,000, 2,500, or none at all? 405-478-1520.
I'll tell you, if you're none at all is the answer to that, then Commissioner Mulready and Scott McCollum are going to be extremely disappointed.
Yeah, okay, so there's a clue. All right, Scott,
Yes,
word
sir.
of the week.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. The word this week is minimal.
Minimal.
We talk about building codes being minimum or minimal requirements.
Yes.
Okay. Of a minimum amount, quantity, or degree. Negligible. Okay. In art, characterized by the use of simple or primary forms or structures. Okay. Synonym for minimal. Tiniest, minimum, slightest, minimal in the sense of nominal. I may want minimal, like I may want to have a minimal waistline that I'm able to have. I might want to achieve that, but I don't want minimal protecting me and my family and my home and everything inside of it. I don't want minimal.
I saw an example of minimal roofing standards yesterday.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
did?
multiple
I was going to say,
examples.
if you watch the news, you saw dozens.
Well, I saw these with my own eyes.
Oh, okay.
Driving eastbound on Hefner Road, and a whole row of apartment buildings.
Yep.
And missing shingles,
Yep.
shingles flapping in the breeze,
Yeah.
chimneys knocked over.
Yep.
I mean,
Well,
and we've made the comment, minimum standards.
yeah. Well, I've got to tell you, there are a lot of asphalt shingles off of roofs in Oklahoma this morning. We know that. Okay. All you got to do is open your eyes as you drive down the street. And I'm not going to say that there aren't some missing on some of my roofs.
Okay.
Okay. That's the reality of it. But what I will tell you is the thing that I saw yesterday, and I saw it consistently. I saw it from the time I started, and I displaced my shoulder. So I went home and took some aspirin, a hot shower, and got the heating pad out and sat in my chair all afternoon yesterday. So I saw a lot of the hours and hours and hours of this. One thing that I saw over and over again was metal roofs being torn off of buildings. I saw it
just
down
peeled back.
I saw it down in the Tri-Cities. I saw it in Chickasha. I saw it out east. I saw it in Oklahoma City. I saw it, throughout all of the newscasts. And I've said this before, folks, and I'm just going to say it again. Metal roof properly installed should withstand 135 mile an hour wind. That is EF2 winds.
Wow.
Okay. So all I'm saying is that if your metal roof came off yesterday, you probably need to look at either the structure to which it was attached may have failed. You may have had a point that allowed that wind to get in the structure and underneath and lift, okay? So that could be an exterior failure in your structure, or that roof was not properly attached, okay? And the attachment is specific to the roofing contractor who installed it and the manufacturer's requirements for attaching that metal roof, okay? If you have a standing seam roof, it's attached with clips that are fastened through the decking, okay? If you have a fastened roof, an exposed fastener roof, obviously it's fastened with fasteners through the steel. In either case, the fastener should not be pulling out, and the clips that are secured properly that hold the panel roofs on should not be being removed from these roofs. So I just got to tell you that there was a lot of failure in metal roof structures in Oklahoma yesterday. And I'm going to tell you that when the engineers and the insurance companies get done with their investigations, my suspicion is that most of it will point back at a contractor.
Ooh, okay. All right. Our trivia question, again, for those of you wanting to get the 2 free tickets to Carpenter Square Theater, or a $25 Lowe's gift card, or just bragging rights that you know.
You know what else we can throw in there this week?
What's that?
What about the tickets, the free tickets to the Oklahoma City Home and Outdoor Living Show? Okay, we can do that as well, and we will give people that phone number if somebody wants to opt that way. So,
okay. All right. So the phone number to call for the trivia question, 405-478-1520. So the question is, how many Oklahoma homeowners will receive Strengthen Oklahoma Homes grant money in the calendar year 2025? Is it 100, 500, 1,000, or 2,500? We've already told you that the answer is not none of the above. 100, 500, 1,000, or 2,500? 478-1520, 405-478-1520.
So, Rick, I got to brag on some people.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Oh, of course.
Man, I tell you
your
what.
show.
Thank you for that. We had our Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association annual expo out at the Edmond Convention Center.
Yeah, the Hilton Garden Inn.
Yes, sir. On Monday and Tuesday of this week.
Yes.
And I've got to tell you, there is just there is a vibe, there is an energy about the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association that I haven't seen in my 16 years in Oklahoma right now.
Okay, good.
And
to
I've
hear.
got to tell you that the leadership of Avery Smith, our executive director, his executive board and his board of directors, and the new membership blood that is coming into this organization almost every day. Folks, this is not the same old Orca. Avery has a vision of Orca becoming the exemplary trade association in the state of Oklahoma. And his vision starts with serving the consumers that the roofing industry is supposed to serve.
Okay.
So I thumbs up to Avery Smith, all the hard work that he did, and the entire membership of Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association. I'm proud to be associated with them.
Well, and you were on a panel with Commissioner Mulready and our old friend Trevor Thompson from CertainTeed about
that was a lot
Fortified.
Of fun. That was a lot of fun. Well, about building better practices. So yeah,
Right.
that was a lot of fun. It really was.
Hey, we have Boyd on the line. Hey, Boyd, do you want to take a crack at the trivia question?
Oh,
man,
boy.
you needed
Oh,
to
man.
write that one
Boy,
down.
You said you didn't trust your memory, so. Oh man! I tell you what, Boyd, we're not going to be able to give you the prize
The
for the
Carpenter Square
trivia. But would you like to go to the Oklahoma City Home and Outdoor Living Show next weekend?
Oh, hey Boyd, Boyd, you're talking to the wrong radio show. You want to talk to the Ultra Botanica folks. All right, you take care.
Wow.
All right, so
That's okay.
That's all right,
That's
Boyd.
all
Have a
man.
good day.
Hey, Boyd, take care of yourself, buddy.
So in the minute we have left, I
Yeah.
just want to mention it's National Kansas Day
Oh, wow.
in the 34th state.
Bet the wind blew up there, too.
Yeah. National Quilting Day, the third Saturday in March. Here's the great one. Everything you think is wrong day.
Oh,
This is an
Wow.
opportunity for folks to admit that they're mistaken. And here's the great part about this. If
I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong.
well, on today, if you think you're wrong, the good thing is the person next to you is also wrong.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. You know, if they're going to have a day like that, it ought to have to start with a caveat. You got to be willing to look in the mirror before you start telling us everything that's wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Benny, I see you're on the phone. Hang on. We got to go to break right now, but we'll get to
He's
you as soon
okay.
as
He doesn't have
we
anything
come
better
back.
to do than wait for us.
So that's the end of Act 1 of McRoof Talks Insurance on KOKC, AM 1520, FM 95.3. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. Restoration specialist and Hall of Fame remodeler Scott McCollum is live in studio with me today. We're hoping to hear from HAAG-certified roofing inspector Scotty McCollum and also Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner Glenn Mulready in the next segment. So stay tuned.
I'm totally sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
No.
he goes, I want to answer the trivia question, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you know? It's fine. It's fine. McRoof Talks Insurance back on the air for Act 2 of today's show. On this date in 44 BC, the Ides of March, Julius Caesar was stabbed to death by Brutus and several other Roman senators because he was not a nice guy anymore. On this same date in 1493, Christopher Columbus returned to Spain after his first voyage to the New World. And on this date in 1892, the first escalator was patented by American engineer Jesse Reno in New York City.
Wow.
New York City.
Cool.
Okay, Benny, you're on the air. I'll bet you want to take a shot at the trivia question. All right, so how many Oklahoman homeowners will receive Strengthen Oklahoma Homes Grant money in 2025? Is it 100? We know it's not 500, 1,000, or 2,500. Oh, Benny.
Oh, Benny, you're looking more like a Hall of Famer all the time. Your average is getting right down there around 300 instead of 600 or 800 like it used to be.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well that's all I'm going to say is Benny, thanks for playing our game. Hey,
let's give Benny some tickets to the home show. For
yeah,
next weekend.
yeah. Yeah, Benny, what you need to do, and if you'll do it for me, I'll make a note, but I might forget, because I'm not quite as old as you, but I'm getting there. So anyway, you need to call Carly. You need to call Carly on Monday and just let her know how many tickets you want, and she'll put them at will call for you. And you're going to call her at 855-766. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm giving you the wrong number anyway. You ready now? 405-877-7663. That 7663 is roof, folks. Hey, all the listeners out there. Yeah, and for all the listeners out there. Okay, and not just Benny, anybody out there that wants to go to the Oklahoma City Home and Outdoor Living Show this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, call Carly on Monday, 405-877-7663. Tell her you want some tickets, give her your name, and she'll leave them at will call for you. Hey, Rick, I need to make an announcement.
Okay. Hey, Benny, thanks a lot.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead, buddy. No. Oh, man, you're sharp this morning. We'll see you later, buddy. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
big announcement, Scott.
well, no, it's not a big announcement. It's
Okay.
just, I just want everybody to understand, folks all over Oklahoma have this is a historic wind and fire day. We know what the damage looks like. Our phone has been ringing since yesterday, midday.
I'm sure.
Carly's phone's ringing, Scotty's phone's ringing, my phone's ringing, the office phones are ringing. Basically, we have people that are leaving messages saying, hey, just put us on your list. They understand, and that kind of thing. I want to tell you this: if you are in what you consider a severe or an emergency repair situation, the good thing is we don't have any rain forecast in the next few days, okay? But if for some reason you're in an emergency repair situation, you have to make sure that you make that clear to us when you reach out to any of us or when you leave us a voicemail, okay? We're doing our best to text people back, return people's voicemails and say, hey, we've got you. We'll get this all organized over the weekend and reach out on Monday and start getting out to people's homes. Now, Scotty's already out in the field. Sean's already out in the field. We're trying to get a jump on this. But for all of you who are calling McRoof, and we're getting people coming in because they're being referred by our clients, they're being referred by some of our longtime friends here in Oklahoma, just know that we're getting your information, it's being recorded, and we'll be reaching back out to you, if not tomorrow, probably on Monday morning, to let you know where we stand and when we can get somebody out your way. Please, please, unless you're one of these people that has half of your roof missing, something like that, do not file an insurance claim until we have had the opportunity to inspect not only your property, but to take a look at your insurance contract so that you understand the implications to you from an out-of-pocket expense standpoint with your deductible and any of the other things that we see. Let us do that before you file an insurance claim. Now, if you know that your roof is totaled or you've got significant severe damage greatly exceeding your deductible and you want to go ahead and get in front of the line with the insurance companies, that's perfectly fine. But if you're somebody that's out there that's got 10 or 15 or 20 shingles missing on your roof and that's all the damage you see, do not file an insurance claim until we have evaluated the situation for you. Please, please, please. That's for your best interest.
You mentioned yesterday being historic. I did hear one of the people on TV last night, one of the weather people, say that since the mesonet has been in operation for the past 30 years, yesterday had the highest wind speed recorded in the state in the past 30 years.
Is that, and what was that? Do you remember? Do you know?
Well,
what it was?
the highest one I saw was in the mid 80s.
Okay.
But then they had a whole list that were in the mid 60s. But it was just all over.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah, and as Scotty talked about this, I listened to an interview that Scotty did on yesterday with a friend of ours, and he was talking about sustained winds. Okay,
Right.
and that's different. Okay, when you get a wind gust that's just a very high wind for just a split second almost. Okay. That is much different than a sustained wind 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, just putting that beating on
Right.
that roof covering.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know folks have stood outside in those high winds and they can see those shingles fluttering.
Right.
Okay. Literally, you can see
Right.
those shingles. Hopefully that's all you see is shingles fluttering. You don't see them flying off and you don't see underlayments and things like that fluttering. But that is a different pressure that's being put on your roof. And that's a situation where you can get damage that shingle may lay back down after the wind stops. But you may have started that process of the fasteners the nails backing out, or the fasteners backing out on those metal roofs we were talking about,
Yeah.
or different things like that. That's why we tell people anytime you've had winds over 60 miles an hour, that's when you should have your roof inspected. Okay? That is a time where we need to come out and look and see, have fasteners been displaced or started to dislodge, have flashings been displaced, opened up areas where you're now in subsequent storm events going to have water intrusion into your structure, into your home, into certainly your roof system. That's why you need to have an inspection. Folks, I say it all the time. Inspections on roofs save everyone potential future damage. Okay, we're not out there to sell you something. We're out there to establish the condition of your roof. The repairs are generally relatively minor, okay? But if you don't take care of those repairs, and next week we have 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds again, and this time we have wind-driven rain with them, then you've got a whole different set of issues. And now you, unfortunately, and your insurance carrier are going to be dealing with an entirely different picture from what you could be dealing with if we came out early next week before next week's anticipated bad weather and took care of whatever needs to be done for you. It is probably not going to be a very expensive repair if you need repairs, and it's going to prevent what could be an extremely expensive event for you and your insurance company.
And the wind speed that you mentioned, anything over 60 miles an hour, a home probably should be inspected. The roof should be inspected. Well,
that's pretty much everybody in Oklahoma
pretty much everybody
right now.
in Oklahoma.
And quite honestly, that is exactly the truth, Rick. And why do I say 60? Okay, the worst shingle products that anyone in Oklahoma installs. Okay,
the minimal.
The minimal. Well, let me put it this way. I shouldn't say the worst shingle products. I should say the minimal wind warranty on any shingle product that is installed in Oklahoma is 60 miles an hour off the shelf out of the wrapper. Okay? So 60 miles an hour and above, we need to be looking at roofs. Okay? We need to be inspecting roofs. And a lot of people will go, well, my roof's only 2 years old. It doesn't matter. Your 2-year-old roof went through the same forces of nature that the 20-year-old roof went through, okay? Well, I've got a better roof, okay? Well, your better roof went through the same forces of nature, and do you really know how much better your roof is? Do you know how that roof was attached? Do you know how that roof was built? I mean, I guarantee you, if you've got a reputable roofing contractor, he is hoping that you call him. Well, I'll put it this way. A reputable roofing contractor is reaching out to his clients right now to say, we need to do this for your protection, okay? Other contractors are hoping that you call them to come out so they can get on that roof again and see what it is that you might need. We have inspect, repair, and maintenance protocols that are designed to protect the consumer. That's what we do in Roof RX, and that is how we serve the marketplace.
Okay, so next weekend,
yeah,
you're a premier sponsor for the Spring Home and Outdoor Living Show at Fair Park.
Man, we've been busy.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you will be demonstrating in your booth the fortified stuff, the solar shingles, the integrated solar shingles.
Yeah.
So these are not on panels that are attached to the roof.
No.
These are.
This is not PV. This is integrated solar shingles.
And you'll also have the Chris from Blue Falcon Aerial.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
so
Avery's going to be there. We got so much going. You're going to be there.
We'll be broadcasting live from there. And you're going to be talking at noon to the crowd. You'll be making a presentation at noon on Saturday.
I think that may have changed. We're still trying to. So here's what I've got. Okay, the show, of course, opens on Friday afternoon, Friday 11 a.m. noon. I don't know, but sometime on Friday the show opens. So our booth is booth number 1030. Is that what you have?
No.
I didn't think so either, but Carly gave me 1030. What do you have?
Well, I erased it because I don't think the booth number matters that much.
It really doesn't. It's going to be a big booth. You're going to see a bunch of red and white and Certainty blue and McRoof logos. And you're not going to be able to miss us. I guarantee you that. So anyway, what I know about the weekend is if you want tickets, I know you're going to call Carly on Monday and she'll leave you tickets at the will call. I can tell you that I'm presenting at 4 p.m. on Friday afternoon.
Okay.
And this is going to be a Building Better hyphen fortified presentation about the things that we all should and can do when the time comes for us to replace our roofs again. Okay, so we're going to be talking about resiliency and building better practices in systems roofs like CertainTeed's Integrity Roof System, and then what I call integrity on steroids, the fortified roof system.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about. We'll talk a little bit about the grant program. I'm sure I'll have some updates from Oklahoma Insurance Department by then to share with folks. And then I believe, so of course our radio program on Saturday morning will be 11 to noon.
Right.
And then I think Avery and I are hot-footing it over to the stage after that to do another presentation.
Okay.
So that's where I think we are. Now let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to see at the show. You're going to see roof assemblies. You're basically going to see mock-ups of our integrated solar product, CertainTeed Solstice Shingle. Will be installed in a roofing assembly with our Northgate shingle, okay? And then on the other side of that, you'll be able to see an integrity roof system with the guts. What's underneath that shingle?
Ooh.
The guts of an integrity roof system, and right beside it, the guts of a fortified roof system. So you will clearly know what the difference is in a systems roof from a manufacturer, maybe from a roofing contractor, and the fortified roof are. So,
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our break now. This is the end of Act 2 of McRoof Talks Insurance. We have young Scotty McCollum on the line. We'll get to him as soon as we get back from this short break. You're listening to McRoof Talks Insurance on KOKC, AM 1520, FM 95.3. We'll be back in a flash with young Scotty McCollum and some obscure historical trivia. I'm going to have him scratch the Scotty spot so we can get to Scotty earlier. Scratch the Scotty spot?
Yeah, I'm just putting a pre-recorded spot.
No, scratch it all together.
Okay.
So just 2 spots in this break.
Okay. Hey, the guest at Glenn Mulready is not called back.
I know.
So.
Here we go. McRoof Talks Insurance back on the air for Act 3 of today's live radio show. On this date in 1913, the first U.S. presidential press conference was held by Woodrow Wilson. On this date in 1947, John Lee was appointed the first black commissioned officer in the U.S. Navy, 1947. 30 years later, 1977, the U.S. House of Representatives began a 90-day test of televising its sessions.
How revolutionary.
Yeah, 90-day test, and here we are, almost 50 years later.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny.
Young Scotty McCollum, HAAG-certified roofing inspector Scotty McCollum is out in the field. Scotty, I hope you're not up on a roof right now. Oh, yeah.
We can hear you, son. Yeah. So what is this? So what is our segment today called? What is the title today?
Yeah, a day in the life, yeah.
A day in the life of a crazy young man is all I could say. Are you tethered? You're tethered on those roofs, I hope. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Got you. Go ahead. Hey, Scotty, I'm gonna. Hey, Scotty, I've got Commissioner Mulready on the phone. If you want to hang on with us, and we'll come back to you, but I need to go to him right now. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, Commissioner Mulready. Welcome to McRoof Talks Insurance.
How you doing this morning, my friend? Absolutely. Well, I wanted to give you an opportunity this morning to just, speak to the citizens of Oklahoma. Any advice or counsel, encouragement that you have to offer. I'd love to. Thank you very much for calling. Well, I know one of the things that we were talking about earlier, Glenn, was we were talking about the people that have, a handful of shingles, a couple dozen shingles off of their roof, things like that, I actually counsel those people to please not burden the system by calling and filing an insurance claim until you've had someone out who is a qualified inspector who can actually determine the degree of the damage. Make sure that you understand that the damage is well in excess of your deductible and any out-of-pocket expenses and things like that, because we know that we also get a whole lot of people who call and file a claim immediately, who, when we ultimately get out there and get on their roof or on their property, they really didn't need to file that insurance claim. So we do like to try to nip that in the bud, but we also tell people, if you know that your deductible is exceeded by the damage that you're seeing, with your eyes, then go ahead and jump to the front of the line to the best you can, and get the insurance company started on this thing for you. So that's kind of the way we counsel folks. Right. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Glenn, we're here to help you. Anything we can do to assist, anything we can do to help educate consumers with any of the concerns and needs from Oklahoma Insurance Department. You've been a great supporter of the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association and our initiatives to build better. Really excited about the rollout of the grant program, and can't wait to see the benefits of that start to trickle their way into essentially into Oklahoma citizens' pockets, and that's where that's all going to end up. And I thank you for the initiative and everything that your team has done. You bet, sir. Be safe, okay? All right.
Thank you, Commissioner Glenn Mulready, Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner. Hey, Scotty, are you still there? Hello, Scotty. Are you still there, Scotty? Calling Scotty once, calling Scotty twice.
Hey, Scotty, I got a question for you. Have you been on any metal roofs yet this morning? Okay. Because one of the things that because one of the things that I saw yesterday on the all the newscasts and everything was, a significant number of metal roofs where the roofs had been peeled back and things, and we talked about the fact that, a properly installed. Okay, and so my point to our listeners was that a properly installed metal roof should withstand winds up to 135 miles an hour, which is EF2 tornado, and we did not have that kind of winds yesterday. So where those metal roofs are peeled back, there had to have been a breach of an exterior wall, or there had to have been something that was not done correctly in the attachment of that metal roof. One of the two. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yep. 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 Scotty, we're going to let you go. Folks, you're listening to HAAG-certified wind inspector Scotty McCollum, and he knows his stuff about wind, and he's telling you the things that are causing damage on these roofs. So he just told you an installation error that's commonly known as high nailing, typically, is what we're seeing. The other is the condition of the shingles from under ventilation or the heat. And the third is simply the age and the cumulative effects of all the storms that have ever happened on that roof since the day it was installed. And that's what we always want people to understand. This is cumulative trauma. Okay,
Right.
You may be seeing it today as all of a sudden the shingles are coming off your roof, but it's not simply because of yesterday's event. This is cumulative trauma that has occurred through the life of that roof since the day it was installed. Scotty, thank you very much, son. Be safe.
All right. Take care. See you next week. I'd like to remind everybody our trivia question still hasn't been answered. If you think you know the answer, 405-478-1520.
We should have asked Glenn. We should have asked the commissioner. Think he could have answered it?
I bet he could. So the trivia question is, how many Oklahoma homeowners will receive Strengthen Oklahoma Homes grant money in the year 2025?
And we've already had Benny guess 100.
And Boyd guessed 500. So
Okay.
our choices are 1,000 or 2,500.
We've narrowed it down, haven't
So
we?
you got a
50-50 chance.
50-50 chance. 405-478-1520.
Wow.
And this will be last call because we have less than 5 minutes to go in the show. So if you think you know, this is the time to do it. 405-478-1520. Now, I want to remind everybody we'll be broadcasting live next Saturday at 11 a.m. from 11 to noon at the Spring Home and Outdoor Living Show at Fair Park. Well, I think we're in the Bennett Event Center,
Yes,
the
we are.
big room. We're playing the big room.
Yeah.
And the show goes on from Friday through Sunday. The show we're doing will be live in the McRoof.us booth
On Saturday morning.
on Saturday from 11 to 12. Scott's doing presentations at 4 p.m. on Friday and again at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And we do have somebody on the phone ready to go. It looks like Carol is going to take a shot at the trivia question. What
Good
do you
morning,
say, Carol?
How are you? Okay, let's see. Ding, 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 Carol. Thank you so much. So, Carol, let me ask you a question. Are you applying for the grant program? Okay. Well, I tell you, the next time that you have an opportunity, Carol, where you're faced with a replacement of your roof, please, please, please have someone who is versed in this stuff be able to educate you about what the true cost of that upgrade is. And hopefully there'll be an Oklahoma grant program going at the time that you would be able to apply for in your zip code. So, but whether people can get the grant money or not, we all need to start thinking about fortifying. We need to start thinking about the building better practices that we have the opportunity to decide to do on our properties. And that's the only way we're going to stem the tide from an insurance availability and pricing standpoint. So, Carol, I'm gonna let Rick talk to you a minute, and then we're gonna get you your tickets for the play. I'm gonna tell you, you will love this play, Carol.
Okay, Carol, so please stay on the line and give Eric your email address and let him know whether or not you can go to the play tonight at 8 or tomorrow at 2. And if so, I'll make sure I email the voucher to you before I leave the radio station today. Otherwise, I'll email it to you in the coming week.
So let me ask you, if she doesn't go tonight, then this is the last weekend.
Last weekend of this play.
Of Silent
Sky.
Skies.
This is about the woman who.
I hope you can go tonight.
Who changed
or tomorrow,
astronomy.
Carol. I really do.
There was, it's a lovely play. It's just a sweet, lovely play based on a true story, a real person who changed astronomy and didn't get nearly enough credit in her lifetime. So tell Eric. And then we gotta move on because we're
Carol,
we're
thanks
running
so
out of
much.
time. Thank you.
And stay safe, okay? Thank you.
Okay, so Scott, we don't really have time for our before or after the storm tip, but
We
other
don't?
but we've talked about getting inspections the whole show and the value of needing that. So
Yeah, I mean, the inspect, repair, and maintain, folks. You've got to start doing this. You cannot continue to just ignore your roof. It's just not going to work.
Okay, so let's wrap up. Before we can do that, that lawyer's, man, he's got to say, McRoof.us operates, S&CM LLC doing business as McRoof.us legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002. Registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing. And the dad's wisdom.
Just keep tapping on the rock. It's not that last tap that did the trick, but all the accumulation of all the little taps before. Kind of like that damage Scotty was talking about on your roof.
Exactly. We'll be at the Spring Home and Outdoor Living Show next Saturday at Fair Park. Come out and say hi and take a look at what is going on in the McRoof.us booth.
Have a great week, everybody, and stay safe. There's going to be storms the end of next week. As there usually are during our home.